Hello, goddesses. Hello, Ramona.
Hello.
Hey. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
I
Wednesday.
think it is Wednesday, right? What's
yeah,
time?
right?
What's a week? What's a day?
Yeah, I think I'm a little all over the place. So yes, Wednesday it is, because we are leaving tomorrow for a retreat. So
yes.
Yes, it is Wednesday. That's how I'm gauging my week right now. When do I leave? What do I have to pack? What do I do next?
Oh my gosh, all the things, right? That, and I honor you for that. A lot of people don't realize the behind the scenes work it takes to do a workshop, do a retreat, and for you to put that together, all of the things, and then arrive and be that magical being that you are, and bringing all this beautiful energy to us, that is a gift in of itself. So however it works out, it is how it is supposed to be. And all of us who are going to be in attendance, I am really excited to receive, because I have been in the mindset of giving, and I realize I need to sit back and so whatever happens, it's going to be fabulous. And
well,
I honor you for that.
Thank you. I think that over the years, I still battle, like my ego likes to create a lot of chaos, which we were talking about before we got on here, is I have all this to pack and the packing, and so I kind of get into that space, and then I have to like rein it in and go, okay, everything's going to be fine. Everything you need is available. So what I will say is that one of the things that I've learned over the years doing this work, I can't believe it. I have been a massage therapist for 19 years. This November was when I started school. Wow. And so there's this aha moment that I'm coming up on 20 years of working in the relative industry that I have been in for so long, which is quite a feat. And there's been many evolutions and expansions and growths beyond that first entry into this world through massage therapy. But so I think that because I've been doing this as long as I've been doing it, I finally got to a point where when I drop into the space to lead, I kind of let go. Like there's a lot of like, oh, I gotta do, and organization and everything that happens ahead of time. But then once I get there and settle everything down, like all of that tension goes away, and I just become the channel. And I am grateful that I have learned that when I get there to let go and just let it flow, because that is where it's really necessary to co-create with the divine. Because I have plans, I have ideas, intentions for the weekend, but I also understand divine flow and understand that sometimes my schedule is going to have to change. It's going to have to be modified. And so I think as long as I have that flexibility, then, the experience is really more authentic, which is, my truth is authenticity, right?
Yeah. I think that's a perfect segue into our topic of discussion today, the cosmic egg.
Yeah.
And which was a topic we hadn't intended on bringing up until next month, but
thank you, Mercury retrograde and Ramona's brain.
No, I don't think it was you. It was
apparently it was just supposed to be.
It was supposed to be.
It was just supposed to be. Yeah. So the cosmic egg. Here we are.
Yeah. The divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever expanding love. I just need to take a breath and sink into that. And our guidebook says, that the cosmic egg is the essence of the divine feminine. It's the ultimate symbol of the creative force that exists within each one of us. It's the dark, loving womb that holds and protects all creative expressions of life. If we allow what's within us to emerge in divine timing, in kairos or soul time, oh, I like that, soul time, then what's within us will transform us. Ooh, let's read that again. What's within us will transform us.
Yes, God,
the
yes.
egg is the trust that what is ours can never be taken from us. So there's no need to answer to the ego's push to rush the process, to impress others, or to complete something on someone else's timeline. The egg is the faith that our process is sacred, that even in the midst of what looks like chaos or delay or even death, there seems a tendril of new life that needs only our trust to eventually take form. And the egg is the knowing that life begins again after death from within. Wow.
Yeah, I do believe this was a little divine intervention that we received with this message this week, because as I was sharing at the beginning of our chat here, this retreat is it is the embodiment of this subject. You know, there's a seedling, there's an idea, there's an inspiration, and then that grows into words that inspire others to go, oh, I want to be a part of that, you know, and then that becomes, it moves into form, right? Which is where it is right now. And it's interesting because I didn't really put it together until you were reading that to us. And I had read it before, but for some reason, right this moment, it is really sinking in, right?
Oh, so, it's the way I read it. It's totally the way I read it.
So tomorrow, this retreat is being birthed into the world.
It is. And
so right now, I'm the big pregnant mama that's like feeling all the pressures, feeling all the pressures in my being.
Your feet are even feeling it.
It's just like it's ready to come out, right?
That's why your feet are on fire.
So it's interesting to think about that, is that whenever you're in the creative process, at first it starts out as just this idea, this inspiration, and then you begin to put energy into it, and it begins to form, and then and those formations come in different ways. Like some of that was, I was creating the goodie bags this weekend, so I was very creative this weekend. Other times it's, okay, let's come up with, okay, oh, we're going to do this kind of yoga practice, and just envisioning, you know, the experience that I'm hoping to produce for said participants. You know, so it's this awareness of how creation is actually experienced, right?
Yeah.
Beyond actually like carrying a human inside your body. Like it's the same, there's some of the same elements and experiences that you have whenever you are carrying a human, you know, and how many times have you birthed something into the world and didn't even know you were birthing it into the world?
Yeah, I mean, it's very womb-like, and that is one of your gifts, is creating that space, is in the womb in which we can plant our little visions and seeds or whatever, and cultivate that. But you are very magical in creating space for things to happen. So
thank you.
That own it, girl.
Well, that's why I said thank you. I had to learn that a long time ago, is that whenever someone's offering you a compliment, even if your ego is wanting to come up with any other words, the best words to come out of your mouth is thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm honored.
I'm just thinking about that. I mean, you and I both birthed a child, so we know physically what that feels like. And even if you don't, you know what it's like to have something that you created, an idea that sometimes you didn't even like you had the thought and then you didn't think about it anymore. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden something starts happening and you
Mhm.
think, where did that come from? But that it planted a seed and
Mhm.
came to fruition over time, and it doesn't happen overnight. And that's another
No.
thing for me. It reminds me that these things takes time and
Yes.
energy and
Mhm.
nurturing, and it's not like this explosive
Mhm.
divine masculine way of, you know,
Right.
acting in the world.
Well,
It's
and
just
that's
very soft and
yeah, yeah.
flowy.
Gentle, easy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I had a conversation with someone today about the yin way, right? Because especially in the current landscape that women work in, like we have and I'm not saying it's only women, so I'm going to make sure that I'm clear about that, but I know for me, I just had this conversation with my husband a couple of days ago about working in a male dominated profession, which I did. I was the
Yes.
only female on the team at one point in time. And the skin that you have to build to be in those environments, sometimes it takes the softness away, because you have to kind of build a tougher skin to be able to navigate some of the things. That was one of the jokes I made just a few minutes ago. I was like, I used to pack trucks for a living. I did. I was the only female on the team of audiovisual technicians, and I had to get in there and I had to lift really heavy equipment over my head and pack a truck because I was a part of the team. And
Right.
that is something that really kind of created this tough skin, this tough exterior, right? So then we find myself 20 years later going, wait a second, what happened to my yin? What happened to my feminine? Well, I covered her up. And so what I feel like has been happening for me over the past few years is I've been peeling the layers back and allowing that vulnerable being to come forward, allowing that more sensual, more feminine, that yin. Like that's really where spirit drove me over the last 10 years, was to get into that space in myself, which is why we're here, which is why Invoking the Divine Goddess became, because I think both Paige and I experienced similar but different, life experiences where we were like, hey, wait a second, I really want to tap into that magic that we have, that we're not fully aware of. And that's the cosmic egg, is remembering that you are that.
Yeah. And these times on this planet that we really need the rising of the divine feminine. So it's a calling for all of us, male, female, or however you identify, that soft, creative, flowing energy, not the do it this way sort of thing, has to happen. And it is a calling. And I think we are all being called, and it's just whether you are in tune to that frequency that
well, and that's
receive it.
And that's this weekend's retreat. And that was my call to action from spirit over the summer, was it's time to create an experience to step into that yin space. It's not about, anything forceful. It's about sensuality. It's about easeful. It's about yin. We're going to do lots of yin yoga. We're going to get into those spaces where the body doesn't necessarily go with ease, and just sit in them and sit in the discomfort, because on the other side of the discomfort is release. And that's what yin's about, is realizing that you can sit peacefully, easefully in a situation and not feel like you have to force it forward. And it's uncomfortable to do that. but that's
Yeah.
actually where the creative process needs to be, right? And we talk about the chrysalis all the time. The chrysalis has to just sit there and just deconstruct, right? Just deconstruct.
Yeah.
And not do anything else but
It's okay.
deconstruct.
You just sit there and fall completely apart.
And then
And don't come out until you're done. And
right. And then
until you're
whenever
finished.
it's done, it emerges with these beautiful wings and in such a majestic, beautiful expression.
Mhm.
So the message here is trust the process, remember your magic, and honor it exactly as it shows up. Let it just unfold naturally, because that's where the beauty is.
Right. And just do something creative today, whatever, it just for the sake of creating, even if it's just doodling on a piece of paper, or silly dance, or I don't know, making something in the kitchen out of just grab a bunch of ingredients. I did this yesterday. I just had a bunch of random ingredients in the fridge that I wanted to get rid of. And I thought, oh, let's make a soup. Well, I don't know. Only I am going to be eating the soup because I don't know. But it was fun. Just like, okay, I wonder what that would taste like with that. I'll throw that in, and but it was fun and it was creative and just the feeling of it. Like, I get to do this, and
Yes.
Yes, goddess.
Love it.
All right, well, I think we can wrap this up for today. You think?
Although, if you would like to see us tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We have the new moon circle this evening at 7 p.m. The event was dropped into the feed, so if you'd like to join us, check it out and follow the link to register. We have a nice little group coming together, so it ought to be a fantastic experience this evening.
Right.
And it'll be just what we need to get us settled and centered and ready to move into this retreat.
Yes, exactly. All right, wonderful spending this time with you, Ramona. I thoroughly enjoy it and look forward to our chat next week about whatever goddess happens to pop up. We thought we had a plan, but it may change.
The universe said, we're going to do something else. So at any rate, thank you so much for your flexibility, dear Paige, because that was all on me.
No, that was a retrograde moment. I'm pretty sure of that.
Wow, no kidding.